Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sierra and I am currently 34 weeks, 1 day pregnant with our second baby girl. But today I'm going to be doing my update for weeks 31 through 33. And there was quite a bit of stuff of different symptoms that I had this week, or maybe not different, but more the symptoms that got worse. I'm like out of breath right now and I'm really hot. But I'll just start with week 31. I wrote here that I had pressure. I think that maybe I was talking about maybe pressure on my sciatic nerve or pressure in my stomach. I don't really know what I was talking about there. But one thing that was really bad this week, and it's been getting, I think it's probably just been getting progressively worse, is my sciatica, to the point where I can't lay on the bed. I talked about this in my 30-week update, but it was kind of going into week 31. And it really was in week 31 that I started to get, the sciatica really started to get worse, to the point of laying on the bed, on my back hurting. Now when I move in bed, I have to kind of like lift up my pelvis and then turn instead of just turning, because my sciatic nerve pops or something in the air, like it rubs against something and it really hurts. And I don't know, it's crazy. I did not have it this bad with our first, with May, at all. Not this bad at all. In week 31 I also wrote that I had been getting headaches, and I think that, I mean, that's been pretty common this pregnancy for me so far. When I was younger I didn't really get headaches or migraines, but especially in the past probably 6 or 7 years. Let's see, how old am I? Probably in the past like 5 years actually, I've gotten more headaches than normal. But being pregnant, you know, it could be from dehydration or just a symptom that happens. My Braxton Hicks this week were extremely strong, to the point of being painful in my back and in my tailbone, in my pelvic floor, and really tightening. Sometimes they weren't extremely tight on my stomach, but they were really like they took my breath away, and I could kind of feel it going up my back. And so that was kind of scary, because I talked about this in my 30-week update again, but I'd heard that if it feels like a belt with Braxton Hicks contractions, that they could be real contractions, and I didn't really think that. But in week 31 they were getting pretty strong, and I was having them pretty constantly at night. I think it was in week 31 that I even took out my contraction timer and started it. I only put like one in there because it was after I had a couple or so, but it was they were pretty strong. I went to the doctor in week 31 and I gained weight. I think I gained like 4 pounds, between 4 and 6 pounds in 2 weeks, which is just crazy. My body does, for some reason, so I'm pregnant with a girl now, and I've only had a girl, so maybe it's just that when I'm pregnant with girls this happens, but I lose weight at the beginning. Maybe it's just my body just getting all the weight there all at once, I don't know. But I did gain quite a bit of weight. And I was starting to feel nausea again, and I've gotten morning sickness this pregnancy pretty much from weeks probably about 7 to 20 or 21, and that's like how long I've been losing weight for. Somewhere around there. With May it was like weeks 5 through 17 or 18. But I was like, dang it, because now within this past week too, I felt morning sickness, and every pregnancy is different, but I was like, man, not again. In week 31, I noted that the baby had a lot of hiccups, and that has not changed. She has hiccups pretty much, I would say, every day now, a lot of times at night, and I can feel them down pretty low, so I'm pretty sure her head is down, which is really exciting because May was breeched. And so they were able to turn her with a version, but I'll be really happy if this baby just gets in the right position and everything. The last thing for week 31 that I wrote is that I was pretty emotional. I mean, I guess that's just what happens. Mood swings are definitely a pregnancy symptom, and I can say that with personal experience. For week 32, I didn't write too much down. I was still experiencing sciatica. I was still emotional. I was kind of lacking motivation, and I was struggling with sleep. And throughout the pregnancy, I haven't had too much struggle with sleep. Our daughter is still being sleep trained, kind of, and so obviously there's that, but I haven't had too many problems with sleep. But especially this past week in week 33, I have been waking up a few times a night, even if my daughter doesn't wake up. I've just been waking up. And I remember this happening with my pregnancy with May. I don't know if it was towards the end. It was probably towards the end that I would wake up like every day at 6 a.m. I'd be able to go back to sleep afterwards, but now it seems as though when I wake up, it's a little bit harder for me to go to sleep. So that's another symptom, or I guess it's a symptom, I don't know, but another thing that hasn't been too pleasant. But me and my husband were talking, and maybe it's just preparing, maybe that's just what our bodies do to prepare us to wake up in the middle of the night with our little babies when they need to be fed. So getting into week 33, I wrote, cannot breathe. I think I remember writing this down, and it might have been, let me think, no, I think it was during church. I don't remember. But I was sitting there, it was during church, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, I was sitting there and I was just like, I don't know if she was squishing my lungs or what was going on, but I could not breathe very well. I still wrote that I had painful Braxton Hicks contractions and that I was extremely drained. I also think I have chronic fatigue. I think I've been going through a flare-up this past week also. So that can add to the emotions and the exhaustion and such. My sciatica is still popping, was still popping, and the hiccups with the baby have continued and are still really low. I have noticed hot flashes. I've noticed hot flashes this past week, and when I have hot flashes, I feel like I also feel nauseous too. I don't know, if you feel the same way, comment down below if you have the same, if hot flashes and nausea are kind of hand in hand. I just feel like when I get extremely hot, sometimes I'm like, oh, I just feel so nauseous. Maybe not every time, but they seem to go hand in hand. I went to the doctor at 33 weeks, 2 days, and I told my doctor about the Braxton Hicks contractions, and she said, okay, well, we can check you now to see if they're doing anything, or we can wait. And I just said, how about you just check me now? And she checked and I wasn't dilated at all. And so that's good news, because right now I'm 34 weeks 1 day, and we obviously don't want to have the baby right now. So it's good that I'm not dilated. Obviously, it's exciting when you are dilated, but I'll wait a few more weeks for that. I had only gained 1 pound in 2 weeks, and I was really excited about that because I'm not extremely, I don't know, I know what I'm eating, so I know when I'm eating something bad. It's not like I'm completely oblivious to it, but I'm not trying to eat extremely healthy, which is not that great. But I kind of have the mindset of when you're pregnant, if you can't eat very much, it's just important to get whatever you can eat down. And this week I have not felt good. One thing that I've been drinking, which has been really nice for me and good because I haven't been able to eat very much, are these breakfast essentials, these chocolate, let's see, come on. These chocolate breakfast essentials. I don't know. You know when you get morning sickness and you just need to eat something and you're just like, I don't want to eat anything, but I'm going to get more nauseous if I don't. These have been really helpful this week for me this past week, week 33. Like I said, when I've been sleeping during the night, I've been waking up more. And when I wake up in the morning, I can't walk very well. That's due to my sciatica, I think. I've had a couple of times in the morning, or probably more than a couple of times, but I've heard like an actual popping noise. My husband heard it, and I assumed that it was my hip bone or something popping, but I don't know if it was my sciatic nerve. It's just crazy. It's crazy how many different things happen to your body when you're pregnant. The last thing I wrote is just morning sickness, like I talked about, and that's been way worse this past week than weeks 31 and 32, but hopefully it'll dwindle down. If not, we only have 5 weeks, 6 days until our little baby girl's due date, and we are so excited. The last thing that I wanted to talk about are the things that I've been working on this week for the baby. I guess maybe it's been a couple weeks, I don't know, but the projects that I'm working on, one of them is our little girl's baby book. Now, I hadn't really kept up on my daughter May's baby book, so I worked on that this week too. It's so amazing to me just to see the different things that we kept and the papers that we have, and things like this that are just so memorable. And so this one is our new little girl's book. My mother-in-law sent this to us. And we have started it. Let's see, I have the name written in there. Which we're keeping a secret, but I've been able to write in there, and I'm really excited about that. And to be more on top of it this time than I was with May's, because, well, I'm almost caught up. I'm pretty close to being caught up with hers, but it'll be good to stay on top of this one also. The last thing I've been working on is our little baby's blanket. I made one for May also, and before she was born. And this is the one I like to crochet, and so this is the one that I've made for our little baby girl. I'm still working on it. It'll be kind of a funny shape, but that's okay. And here's the blanket that I made for May before she was born. So it's just fun. I want to keep up this tradition with all of our kids so that they have something that I made for them before they were born. So thanks for watching today. The last thing I'll do is show you my belly. I'm currently 34 weeks. One day, as you can see, shirts don't really fit me anymore. But that's what happens. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time in my 34-week update. I might do like 34 through 36, just depends on how I'm feeling and how the weeks are going. But I'll see you next time, and check out my other videos if you're interested in my other updates. Bye.